Even though what we have done so far works fine, defining a new collection and adding them inside our post seeder, I'm still not satisfied with it, since it makes our seeder a mess. We are currently just working with 2 rows, but let's imagine having 10 or even 100. We need to scroll forever to see what's going on inside our seeder. It can become difficult to manage the data and keep track of what has seeded. Let's explore a method that I personally prefer, which is using a JSON file to read data for Laravel seeders. Traditionally, seeders in Laravel read data from PHP arrays. While this works fine for small sets of data, it can become messy and difficult to manage as the dataset grows. By using a JSON file to store the data, we can keep the data separate from the code and make it easier to manage. I prefer to create a new directory inside my database directory, named JSON, and inside my JSON directory, we're going to create a new JSON file where the name will be equal to the database table or model we're going to persist data to. So let's name it post.json. In here, we're going to add a set of brackets first and hit enter. And then for every single row that we need to persist into our database, we will be adding a set of curly brackets. So let's define our first post. So let's say the title is post 1 through seeder, while the slug is equal to post 1 through seeder with dashes. We have the excerpt, which is just a excerpt. We have the description, which is just a description. We have the is_published, which is equal to true. And we have the minutes to read, which is equal to 4. Now what we could do is add a comma right after the closing curly bracket, copy our JSON object and paste it right below. We do need to change up the title, so let's say post 2 through the seeder. Let's do the same thing for the slug. Alright. Next, we need to modify our post table seeder a little bit so it reads the data from the JSON file. So let's actually get rid of our entire variable post. We're going to define a new variable named JSON and we're going to set it equal to the file facade, where we need to import the illuminate support facades file. Then we have access to the get method, where we need to pass in the path of the file that we want to use. So let's say a string of database /JSON /posts.json. Then we need to decode our JSON object to an array by saying posts is equal to JSON_decode method. And we want to decode our JSON variable. The issue right here is that the JSON decode method converts it into an array, which works if you use a for each loop. Since we need to loop over a collection, we need to wrap our JSON decode method inside a collect method. Now we have changed the value into an std class, so we need to convert our post object as well. So we need to add a notation. The same thing needs to be done for the slug. So let's add a notation. Alright, let's navigate back to iterm. Let's hit the arrow up to run the php artisan migrate refresh seed command, which has run the migrations and our seeder. If we then navigate back to PHP Storm and open our post table, refresh it, you will see that the 2 posts that we have added inside our post.json file have been persisted into the database. Using a JSON file to see data has several advantages over using PHP arrays. Firstly, it separates the data from the code, making it easier to manage and modify. Secondly, JSON is a widely used data format, which makes it easy to import and export data to and from other applications. Finally, JSON allows us to store more complex data structures, such as nested arrays and objects, which can be difficult to manage using PHP arrays.